Hello, vinyl community. Jan is back again, but today I'm going to do the vinyl finds number 11, as Bob always do. Anyway, I'm going to show you some records that I have obtained the last few weeks. It's a big bunch, and I noticed that the pile of new records is growing fast. So I think I need to do more of these if I'm going to show them all, or I just show some of them. And I have a mixed bag, of course, mostly rock this time. And so let's kick this on, because there are some cool stuff I want to show. First of all, last Friday I did a visit the main rock store where I buy all the rock albums, and I bought this one, Lucifer latest. It's called Lucifer IV, and this is a record by this Swedish-German band, where actually the singer is German, the rest are Swedes. And this is really good classic hard rock with the 17th touch. You have like the Sabbath riffing, it's a little doomy and occult in the same time. And it includes members from many great bands like The Entombed, Helicopters, Deadlord, Void, T.O.P, and the band T.O.P. Really good. And I was so lucky to be there on Friday, because the band was there and they signed a copy for me. So, excellent stuff if you are into Sabbath-like 70s rock. Next one I have in the pile is Dirty Free and the Horse's Stories. This is actually a recommendation by Michael at Noted of Archive. He showed this and I got interested, checked it up, and wow, this is really good. Very good recommendation if you are into post-rock and experimental stuff. This one is from 2008. Really good. Next one I have is actually an Australian band, Civic and Future Forecast. This is a excellent punk rock album that I had to struggle a bit to get, because this is only released in Australia. So if you live in Australia, get it, because it's worth every penny. And I was lucky to find a seller that was willing to send it over to Sweden. Took some time, but I finally got it and I love it. It's really good. Melodic punk rock in the best possible way. Excellent. Next one I have is Wang Wen. This is actually a Shyness band, and 100,000 Whys. They were formed in '99 in a small village called Dalian, and Wang Wen is considered to be as China's hardest working indie bands. The music is melancholic and it's really beautiful, and it's instrumental, so it's a treat for your soul to put this on and close your eyes and just float away in the music. And it's made on this candy looking record vinyl. It's pretty freaky when it spins around, but I know you can't eat it, but it's really tasteful. Next one I have in the pile, it's a band called Horte. This is a really interesting piece. It's called Antaa Vaientaa. I'm not really exactly sure what that means, but it's Finnish, and this is really, how can you say it? It's dreamlike shoegaze. It's really powerful and interesting play when you turn it on. And it includes members from like Hexweller. It's the guitarist Simo something, and then we have Dimitri Mellet, the bass player and vocalist, is from the Finnish post metal band Chiron Arise. Cool, real cool. And this one is also on a fancy blue color, watery bathtub color. Cool stuff. And then I have some thrift store finds. I found this one lately. It's Psychotic Youth, and this is surfing punk rock, and it's actually a Swedish band released on the Radium label. And this one is from '89, if I'm sure, and it's a pretty interesting spin. I will leave a link so you can find a sample for it. Next one, I have this one, Bohannon, Insides Out. This is a great soul funk light disco records. It's a perfect Friday party music. Just put it on and it will put a smile on everybody's face. It's really groovy. It's not disco, it's more like a funkish soul album with jammy parts. It's really interesting, and it's released on this Dakar label. And the first track, Foot Stomping Music, is wonderful, wonderful. And the last record I have for today is Tower of Power's T.O.P album that I found at the thrift store for a Swedish tender, like $1. I was pretty happy to obtain it. And this is has a pretty interesting story, because during '86, as this was released, and the band Tower of Power was touring in Europe, and they had lost their record deal with the label and was searching for one. And during the tour they already had this album finished in the trunk, so they was searching for somebody to release it, and they found this Genlyd Danish label. It's pretty mediocre Danish label, but still they released it, and they were hoping to do a success with it when they was supposed to be touring in Europe, because this is a Scandinavian release only, and that never happened, because in the same time in Russia the atomic power plant had a pretty breakdown, and it was a big disaster. So they refused to board a plane and travel to Europe. So this album is a little bit of a lost piece in their puzzle. But it was released like 7 years later in the States with the same title, different artwork, and a little bit of different song settings. The record is okay. It's not the best Tower of Power, but it has some funky grooves, and could be a pretty pleasant listen if you're into that. So that was my last record for today. I hope you enjoyed the trip of music, and I wish you a wonderful weekend and happy spinning. So, freedoms from Sweden. Cheerio.